Welcome to So Much Fun. I'm Colleen Murphy and I teach sewing. Today I thought we'd talk about elastic. You know, the first project my students do is making a pair of pajama pants, which will require elastic. And I have a couple of techniques that I like for them to use, and I wanted to share it with you today. Normally, I see people when they want to join elastic, take the two pieces and lap them over. And when you do that, that adds extra bulk. I don't like the extra bulk. I want it to look more professional. So instead of lapping the elastic, I prefer to have the two ends of the elastic just come together. They just kind of kiss. Well, let's talk about how we can make that happen. So what you do is take your two pieces of elastic and just place them close to each other. And you're going to use a small thin piece of fabric to secure the elastic to the fabric rather than to each other. So you take one side at a time, and as you can see from this piece, how instead of using a straight stitch, you want to do a zigzag stitch. And we want to make sure we get this very secure. So when you do the zigzag stitch, you'll start at one edge, go across, and then reverse back over that edge. So that's your first row of stitches. Then the second row will be the other end of the elastic, and you will repeat that. And there's no particular place to say where those stitches have to be. You just want to make sure the stitches are on the elastic through the fabric. And again, you start at one edge, go all the way to the other edge, and then reverse back. And when you do that, you'll still have the two ends free. So we want to secure those as well. And so you'll do it a third time right down the center between the two edges, and that will definitely secure your elastic to your fabric, and that is not adding any extra bulk. When you finish stitching 3 times, then turn it over, and as you see here, cut around the extra fabric and you'll be finished. And it'll be just like that, and it's just as if it were a continuous piece of elastic. I do this all the time. People leave their little ends of elastic and I keep them, and then I join them together, and now it'll be a long time before I will ever need to go and buy some new elastic. A couple more thoughts about the elastic. As I mentioned earlier, this is the first project that my beginning sewing students will do. And when you put that elastic through the casing, it's very easy in the process of sewing your two ends of elastic together to turn the elastic, thinking that it makes it easier as far as doing the stitching. Well, that's a problem, because then you'll have a twist in the elastic. So I always put an X on each end of the elastic to make sure that you don't have that twist. So pay attention when you are sewing your elastic, that you know that you don't have twist in the elastic. Also, I also suggest that instead of leaving an opening at the bottom of the casing, I open up the seam itself, so that is folded in, and then you can just pop that elastic in, and I don't even have the student sew that together, because that's a good way to be able to see what is the back part of the pants. I hope this technique will be helpful for you. As I tell all my students, there's always more than one way to do it. So some of you may have your own technique, which is fine, but this is just another way. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and please come back, because I'm going to do more videos talking about techniques and tips. And as always, have so much fun.